What's going on, nation? We are back with the first Primos preview of the 2024 season. Yes, it's preseason, but we're still going to preview it. Let's talk about it. Yo, what's going on, Raider Nation? We are back, and it's official. Football is back tomorrow. The Raiders kick off not just preseason, but the 2024 season as a whole tomorrow at 1 p.m. Pacific time against the Minnesota Vikings. They had a walkthrough today. I believe it was at a private beach, if I'm not mistaken. They had a walkthrough today. We are going to go through some notes that we missed during the practices a couple of days ago. Sorry I was not live on Wednesday, you guys. My apologies. I was working late. I wanted to do a makeup live yesterday. Same thing happened. Was working late. But we are back today. We are going to preview this game. We are going to really just talk about what players are we going to watch. You know, we're not really looking into, oh, do we need to win this game? You know, what happened? There's a preseason game. We're really just watching this game to evaluate the talent that we have on this roster. But before we get into it, we got 4 people in the chat. Appreciate you guys pulling up. On the way in, you guys, hit that like button. If you guys are not subscribed already, and if you guys haven't heard, Raiders Primos is officially over 500 subscribers. So join the Burrico party like everybody else. If you are not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. It's really, really appreciated. Costs you nothing. Also, so you guys are up to date on everything Raiders Primos. Every time we go live, every time we drop a short video, anything that comes on YouTube, you want to be notified about it, hit that bell so you are not missing anything there. Also, I'm going to give my salutes. We got Walt in the building. He says, get off my lawn. I'm going to get off the lawn, Walt. I'm going to get off the lawn. Sean Johnson, the Ian Report, Adam Schefter of Raider Nation, however you want to call it. Salute to you, Sean. Salute to you. We got Anthony Estrada in the building. Yo, salute to my primo. Salute to you, Anthony. Salute to you. It is time to put my phone on silent. People want to start blowing it up. We got Is it Yaya? First time. I think I see you in the chat. Salute to you, man. Salute to you. Anthony says these first 3 games is going to show if we could draft, because we already all know he could coach. And you're right, Anthony. You're right. I expect AP to bring that intensity. I don't think it matters if it's preseason or not. AP is going to bring the intensity. He's going to bring the emotion. He's going to want these guys to give out 110%, whether you're a starter or whether you're a second stringer, whether you already made this team. And I quote that because, you know, some people who did play last season might not make this roster this season. But AP is going to want the best. And we're going to talk about what everyone is going to probably want to talk about, and that's the quarterbacks tomorrow. We don't know who is starting at quarterback tomorrow against the Vikings, but AP did say that each quarterback, Aiden O'Connell and Gardner Minshew, will get 1 quarter. They're going to open up the first 2 quarters. Who's going to open up the first quarter? We do not know. I'm willing to bet it's probably going to be Aiden O'Connell to open it up. I think Garner's probably going to get the second quarter, and then the third and fourth quarter is going to be Anthony Brown, and then Bradley, our quarterback 4 on the depth chart, finishing it off in the fourth quarter. But what I'm really interested to see, you guys, is not even the quarterbacks, because everyone wants to look at the quarterbacks. We've talked about quarterbacks since training camp has opened. Like, let's be honest. If anyone has seen when we came back, we have been talking quarterbacks nonstop, almost every live. That is not what I'm going to look for tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm looking for offensive line, and I'm going to look for offensive line play, running game, and also how if we have any depth on the defensive side, specifically corner two. I'm going to specifically look at corner two, but also our linebackers. We have a lot of young guys in Amari Burney. We have Tommy Eichenberg that we drafted out of Ohio State. We also have Luke Masterson, who is, I believe, going into his second year. I think it's his second. Is it his second or third? But he's a young guy. A lot of people are chasing for that Devon Diablo position that we believe, Devon needs to play a little bit better in coverage. So it's going to be very interesting. Who is going to be that next linebacker pairing up with Spillane? Anthony says, I heard Aiden's not starting. I think it's going to be Minshew and Anthony Brown. Well, that would be very, very surprising, Anthony, considering that we do have a quarterback battle or controversy between Aiden and Minshew. That is very, very surprising, unless it's an injury-related situation that Aiden is dealing with. But to not see Aiden out there, I'm not going to lie, Anthony, that would be very, very disappointing on AP's part. Because the reason why I say that is because AP has told us and told the media that if you are ready to go, you are going to play season. Which tells me, internet's kind of wonky, you guys. Hold up, let me get this internet. Let me see if it's get this internet going, y'all. All right, but as I was saying, Anthony, if Aiden doesn't start, that would be very, very disappointing on AP, because AP has said if you're ready to go, like I said, he said if you're ready to go. If it's injury related, then it makes sense. But if it's not injury related, put the kid out there. Like, even if he doesn't start him, hopefully it's in the second quarter, Minshew starts, and then in the second, Aiden gets some reps. But I would like to see Aiden out there. You want to give him some real game time reps in a new system, because now he's going against a defense that is not his own. It is not the Raiders defense. It is a different defense that he is going against. So now he can, whatever mistakes he makes out there, whatever good or bad things that he does out there, he can go back and review that good and the bad. And it's not against a Raiders defense that's possibly going to be one of the best defenses that he's going to see all season. So that would be very, very disappointing to not see Aiden out there. And that's more on AP's part. I would put more look at AP, like, why is Aiden not out there? Mainly because, like I said, you got a quarterback competition going on here. You got to have Aiden earn it. Okay, if Aiden is sitting because you think he's going to be the starter, I don't agree with that. Have Aiden go out there and earn it. Do not just give him the starting position, especially with you saying that the quarterback position will be it will be determined after the third preseason game. So I hope it's just a rumor, Anthony. I hope it's just a rumor, and hopefully we do see Aiden tomorrow. If not starting, at least playing in the second quarter. But yeah, you guys. Going back to what I was saying, what am I looking for to see tomorrow is our offensive line, mainly on pass protection, but most importantly, can we get the run game going? We struggled last year to really get the run game going. And was there some blame on Josh Jacobs? Yes, there was some blame on Josh Jacobs for not getting it going. He averaged close to 2.8 yards a pop. But it also didn't help because you would go, look back at those runs. He's getting hit in the backfield, and he's having to break tackles. And there's only so much he can do with, half of the defense already in the backfield. So I want to see what can our offensive line do in talks of opening up gaps, opening up holes for our running backs, whether there's Amir out there, whether it's Amir Abdullah, Alexander Madison, Dylan Labe. I want to see our running game. Can we get going? Because it's going to open up, for the quarterbacks to have an easier time back there when they're trying to set up the pass. The running game does set up the pass. What I would love to see also is more play action. I'm interested to see how Luke Getsy, what is he going to show us? He's not going to show, of course, the entire playbook. He's going to be vanilla out there. But I want to see what are some formations that we're going to see out there? What are some play calls that we're going to see that we probably have not been used to seeing in this type in this type of NFL where you have a lot of wildcats or and a lot of people don't like the trick plays, but hey, some trick plays happen. I know a lot of people don't like the flea flickers or just trying to get too cute, like Josh McDaniels was trying to get at times when he did call trick plays. But what I also mainly don't want to see is 2 to 3 reads out there. What I mean by that is sending 2 wide receivers, maybe a check down or 1 tight end running routes. I know we're not going to see that. I think that's what I'm more excited to see is that we're going to actually see Gardner Minshew, Anthony Brown, Aiden O'Connell actually go out there and have to go through, 5, 6 progressions out there. I'm really excited to see that. Another thing that I'm excited to see, as I said, going to the linebacker depth, we have Amari Burney, Devon Diablo, Luke Masterson, and Tommy Eichenberg that we got out of Ohio State. I'm excited for Tommy Eichenberg. We heard a lot of praises in camp with Tommy Eichenberg. So this is another guy that I'm really, really looking forward to seeing playing tomorrow. I was going to say tomorrow night, but it's during the day. But I'm excited to see what Tommy Eichenberg is going to play. That I want to say that is one thing that I'm going to say to you guys. I don't want to see that the camp hype, that's all it was. That's all it was. That the camp hype is just camp hype. That Tommy Eichenberg is just camp hype. He goes out there, has a bad game. Of course, yes, you can't beat it's his first NFL game. You can't beat him up on it. Dylan Lave, I'm hoping it's not camp hype. Go out there and take the bull by the horns. Go out there and kill it in your first game, or at least have a decent game. Because given, like I said, the playing time that they're going to play out there, take the bull by the horns. Take the bull by the horns. That's what I'm interested in seeing. And you're a casual saying breaking news right now. You traded to the sit, bro. That ain't real. Let me see. If I don't see nothing on it, it ain't real. Yeah, see, I ain't seen nothing. Let me go Adam. Let's see, because I'm following Adam Schefter on ESPN, and yeah, he ain't saying nothing. The Steelers did add a wide receiver, but it wasn't he was a running back and kick returner. He's Cordero Patterson. But yeah. Yeah, no news on the Brandon Ayuk front. No news on the Brandon Ayuk front. But yeah, I'm looking at our linebackers, and then on our offensive line, you guys. I know I wanted to see Jackson Powers, Johnson out there, but it looks like we're not going to see our young kid out of Oregon, drafted in the second round, play tomorrow. I think we maybe, but he wasn't in drills, but he did go through the walkthrough that they had at the beach. He was there, but I didn't see anything in regards to him actually like doing drills out there or actually just doing anything football related out there. So we'll see. So I'm really interested to see if, Cody Whitehair, are they going to put Andres Pete at the left tackle position, or are they going to put Thayer Munford at left tackle and then have DJ Glaze at right tackle? We heard a lot of praises. Another guy, DJ Glaze, having a lot of praise in camp. And I don't want to see that that's all it was, it was camp praise. That you went against one of the best defensive ends in, the entire league in Max Crosby, and you were holding your own, as reports were saying. Come tomorrow, tomorrow in the afternoon, if you're starting on that right side, I expect you to lock down that right side. Thayer Munford, that's a guy at the left tackle position that we've seen that he held his own pretty well last season when Colton Miller went down. But I really hope that Colton Miller does return soon, at least getting back to the practice field, because that is a very, very big weapon on the offensive line that we can use. And then on the interior, we likely probably will see Dylan Parham, Andre James, and Cody Whitehair on the inside. Very, very questionable. Do we have a good inside offensive line. I know right guard, you got Dylan Parham going back to the position that he played in college at the right guard position. At left guard and center, I mean Andre James, he got pushed back into quarterback's laps in the past. Hopefully, he doesn't get dominated tomorrow. If I see our starting center getting dominated tomorrow, it's gonna have some worries for me. Same with Cody Whitehair. I know there's been some up and down mixed reports with Cody Whitehair at the left guard. That's gonna worry me because not only is Cody Whitehair on the depth chart to start, you got Jackson Powers Johnson behind him as the left guard. So if Cody Whitehair is getting dominated tomorrow, then you got Jackson Powers Johnson who's out with the injury. Then you're going to your third, probably Corey Luciano or Clark Barrington or Jordan Meredith to fill in for that left guard, or you're moving Dylan Parham back and then Jordan Meredith to the right guard position. Either way, there was a lot of offensive line movement last year, you guys, just due to inconsistencies, due to injuries happening. I do not want to see that this season, where we don't know who our right tackle is going to be. So we're just going to keep, flopping Thayer Mumford and DJ Glaze, back and forth, or we're going to move Andres Pete to the right tackle position, which I definitely do not want to see. He struggled very, very much at the right tackle position, protecting Derek Carr. I don't even want to see him at the left tackle position. He is a good, he's going to be going against 2s and 3s given, but I will like to see what I would love to see. Thank you, Sean. Yeah, it was fake. I seen it. It's fake news. I follow ESPN. There's no updates there, but I want to see Andres Pete. I want to see how he goes, but again, he's going to go for a second and a third, or second and third stringers. If he does go against some first stringers, whether the Vikings keep the first stringers out there, depending how long, which I don't really see a lot of time for both sides. I would love to see that. I want to see how deep can this offensive line go. Pause if necessary. Reason why I want to see that is injuries happen, you guys. That is what I'm really looking for is depth, not just from the defense, but from the offensive line. How much depth do we have? Because the team that's going to go far in the playoffs or even make it to the playoffs is the healthiest team. We have a talented football team here, you guys, but injuries happen in the NFL. God forbid, a major injury happens to a major, a key player, but they happen. So it's going to be very interesting to see tomorrow in the afternoon. What depth pieces do we have? We got Beerus in the building. All I got to say is thank God football is back. Yes, Beerus, and your Patriots, that's my Patriot Primo right there. Your Patriots got the W with Joe Milton. Looked really, really nice yesterday. I got to give my shout out to Joe Milton. I know a lot of people in the nation wanted to get Joe Milton, the quarterback out of Tennessee. It was Tennessee, right? Tennessee or Texas? I know it was a T for sure, but he looked nice. Joe Milton looked nice. Is he going to be the future? Probably not. I mean, you drafted Drake May in the first round. So, I mean, they're going to give Drake May a shot. We'll see how these preseason, you got 2 more preseason games to go. Hey, will Joe Milton bounce off, continue that momentum? Raider Gerald, salute to you, brother, for pulling up. But yeah, you guys, football is back. And also, I wanted to clear something up, you guys, in regards to JJ McCarthy's comments on the Raiders defense. Now, this was shout out to SI.com following the Minnesota Vikings. JJ McCarthy talked about going against the Raiders defense. And he said going against a defense that's always moving around, running a bunch of different coverage variations and blitz variations. It's nice to get the 400 level training before you go down to the 200 and 100 level. McCarthy says it's going to be a lot easier. There was also a quote, and I was looking for it, but I probably could actually find it here. But people were saying that JJ McCarthy was calling the Raiders defense vanilla, which that was not the case, you guys. He was not disrespecting the Raiders defense at all. But of course, people want to, basically put words into people's mouths. He was not calling the Raiders defense vanilla whatsoever. Let me see where I want to see where he says it. I don't think I can see it, but he did not call the Raiders defense vanilla, you guys. I can't find the exact quote that he said, exactly what he said, but it was more along the lines of he is excited to play this defense for the quote I just read, but he's hoping that the Raiders keep it vanilla. He's hoping that the Raiders don't open up the whole playbook against him and, we basically unleash the hounds on him. He doesn't want to see that. But I mean, it's the NFL, so if he does see it, he's going to see it. But yes, he's hoping the Raiders defense plays vanilla, because he's trying to have a good day tomorrow. But unfortunately, the Raiders are coming to town, and he's not going to have a good day tomorrow, unfortunately. Sean John says Joe Milton was wide receiver for Mel Keaton's quarterback. It was Tennessee. Our UDFA wide receiver on the Raiders now. And Ramel Keaton, you know what's crazy, Sean? You just reminded me of Ramel Keaton, and that's another wide receiver that I'm looking at. And we're talking about players to watch. I talked about the linebackers. I talked about the offensive line. I'm really interested to see Ramel Keaton, DJ Turner, and Christian Wilkerson. Since Michael Gallup retired, a lot of, news has been floating around the nation. Who is going to be that wide receiver for? Who's going to be, the backup wide receivers to Trey Tucker, Devontae Adams, and Jacoby Myers? And I've said when people started making assumptions like, oh, who should we trade for? The predictions, who should we go sign in the free agency? I said, keep it, like, why not just stay in-house and let's look at Christian Wilkerson. He didn't have a bad preseason, you guys, last season. And it seems like right when I gave Christian Wilkerson that name, that surprise name to possibly take that wide receiver 4 position, started hearing great things coming out of camp about him. Making a lot of, tough catches in the end zone, making as we call it, traffic catches. I call them the traffic catches when they're catching it in between defenders or, they're getting guarded very, very tightly and they're still making a catch. Salute to Sean for providing me all those notes on Christian Wilkerson. Another thing, you guys, that I think we are going to see of him, we're probably not going to see a lot, but I would like to see him out there, is tight end Brock Bowers. Shout out to Raiders Legacy on Instagram. Tight end Brock Bowers is going to be incredibly difficult to take off the field. He's improved as a run blocker and has been even better than advertised as a playmaker. According to ESPN, Jeremy Fowler, in one sequence, Bowers motioned to a block, ran a reverse, and caught a touchdown over a DB in the end zone. Second-year tight end Michael Mayer will be a standout and has made plays, but Bowers looks to be more than anticipated. In addition, Jeremy Fowler notes that the Raiders have massive plays for edge Malcolm Kuntz, but understand it's potentially the last year with him, as it will be tough to pay him along with Max Crosby and Christian Wilkins. Kuntz is currently projected to start alongside the duo and could cash in heavily during free agency, as it will be tough to keep him. Now, of course, ESPN will report on that. I do agree, you guys. We do got to look at Kuntz, and we do got to pay him. But I believe that Max Crosby, he will take a pay cut to keep Malcolm Kuntz. Like, the leaders that we have on this football team, they will do whatever it takes to keep the core players here, to keep the team here. And it was funny. On the Raiders on Instagram page, they were asking who will have your back, and Max Crosby said the entire team. He believes the entire team will have his back, and that's spoken like a true leader. And just like he knows the team will have his back, I guarantee he will put the team first before himself. He wants to win. That's all he wants to do. He wants to win. And he knows having Kuntz on the other side of him, on the opposite side, is just going to open up more one-on-ones for him, and it's going to help this defense just just dominate offenses. So I'm not too worried of us paying Kuntz. I want to say I'm not worried that we're waiting now. I think we probably would. I will hope we get a deal done before the season starts, but I understand if they're waiting. They want to see what Malcolm Kuntz has, but this could backfire the Raiders. As if he goes off, he can get a very, very big payday. And just like Jeremy Fowler said, it might be out of the Raiders' budget. But hopefully there will be something that we can do to keep Kuntz here. Leak guy, salute to you. Salute to you. Sean says, I'm looking at Christian Wilkerson, Ramel Kenton, Trey Tucker, Brock Bowers, Dylan Labe, Tyree Wilson, Byron Young, Matthew Butler, MJ Devonshire, DeCamerion Richardson, Jacorian Bennett, and Tommy Eichenberg. Sean, you just gave me more names to look at. Why? I'm just kidding. But, bro, Sean, I'm not disagreeing with you, man. These are potential depth pieces. I mean, given, Brock Bowers and Trey Tucker, who are probably going to get more playing time than a lot of these guys on that you named here. Maybe Tyree Wilson will get a little bit of playing time closer to them. But other than that, there's going to be a lot. They're probably not going to get maybe Jacorian Bennett too, because we think he's going to have the cornerback two locked up. But I like this. I like this. I'm not disagreeing with you at all on these names. Jacorian Bennett, I want to see if he can minimize the penalties tomorrow. Can he just stay sticky with the receiver, pause if necessary, and not be too handsy and too touchy, too grabby? Pause. But we've been hearing a lot out of MJ Devonshire and also DeCamerion Richardson that I think it's Richardson or Devonshire. It's one of those who I think was it our corner. It was our cornerbacks coach said that that it's not fair that he is too tall, too fast, too lengthy. Like he should not be that fast for being that tall and that length. I don't know if it was Richardson or Devonshire though. But either or, I'm excited to see our rookies. And everything that we've seen in camp. I want to see if they can clean that up. Mainly the mistakes that I'm talking about. Mainly the mistakes. I want to see, like I said, with Jacorian, I want to see if he cleans up the penalties. With Aiden and Gardner, I want to see them minimize the turnovers. I do want to see what Anthony Brown does out there. There was some up and downs in camp. Hondo reported that he's sort of inconsistent with throwing the football. He's a hell of an athlete. Hondo said he's a hell of an athlete, and many other reporters have said the same thing. He's a hell of an athlete. He took a read option, to the house. But Hondo said when it comes to throwing the football, that's where he's a little inconsistent. And I'm like, so he's Terrell Pryor 2.0, basically. He can run, but where it comes to throwing the football, that's where it gets a little shaky. Leak Guy says, I'd rather wait till the season's over to pay these guys. We don't want to pay them, then they will go MIA or end up on the IR. You know what, Leak Guy? You're absolutely right. And that's probably what the Raiders are doing with Malcolm Kuntz, is they're likely going to wait for the season to end to see where is going to be that money range for Malcolm Kuntz, depending on the season that he has. What are they going to pay him? Sean says, I think the Raiders want to play safe and see if Malcolm Kuntz can run it back with a complete season of dominant success. Can it cost us? Yes, but it's the name of the gamble and business. And you know what's crazy, Sean, is that he had a hell of a season just playing in half of the season. I believe he had close to 7-8 sacks on the season, if I'm not mistaken. He had a hell of a season in just half of the season. And so if he could run it back and have a season like he did last season, but of course even more so because he'll be in a full season, it is going to be some tough conversations that's going to go on between the Raiders and Kuntz. Sean says, I want to see Trey Taylor and Chris Smith and Isaiah Palomalu. Sean, just say you want to see the entire defense. All right, just say that, bro. Just say you want to see the entire defense, because honestly, bro, I can't disagree with that. I want to see the entire defense. I want to see like this defense that we're hearing out of camp. I cannot wait. I'm excited, you guys, to see this with my own eyes. The defense that we're hearing about in camp. We're reading about it in articles. I want to see. I cannot wait to see it on my television tomorrow. I cannot wait to see it. I really just cannot wait to see this offense though, because it's been up and down with this offense. I want to see, will this offense find their legs against a defense that's not the Raiders, you know? And then some more Jeremy Fowler's post. So it's Raiders legacy again for posting this. ESPN's Jeremy Fowler visited Raiders training camp earlier this week and came away with the following key takeaway, including the reports on Bowers and Kuntz. He noted that the team is aware of the quarterback position. They know it's not going to be an elite offense because of that, but it's an offense that can put the team in positions to win games, which is all Antonio Pierce can ask of them. Both O'Connell and Minshew have understood the playbook at a phenomenal level, and both are making mistakes in camp, throwing erratic passes or just missing their targets. However, a few of the plays, more so than half, have been both quarterbacks trying to force the ball and see what they can get away with versus the defense instead of playing it safe and taking open options. So that it seems that Aiden O'Connell's trying to be that gunslinger, kind of like Minshew, because we kind of expect out of Minshew. He also noted both quarterbacks have a really specific style and both fit what Getty wants, and he has molded things around both quarterbacks to help them determine who's to win the battle. Minshew has been forced more with movement, running, and working off play action, while O'Connell is heavily focused in pocket ability, and working to deliver the quick passes. Christian Wilkins and Max Crosby have been as advertised and have wreaked havoc on the offensive line consistently. Both don't take a single rep off. Also, Jacoby Myers is set up to have a phenomenal second season, and the Raiders are extremely high on him. He's been lights out and nearly unguardable, which is crazy to hear about Jacoby Myers. First, we know what Devontae brings to this offense, you guys. He's one of the best in the game. Then we're hearing out of camp that Brock Bowers is unguardable in the red zone. Now you're adding that Jacoby Myers is unguardable. Like, if we get what is advertised from camp, there should be no reason why our quarterbacks, whether it's Minshew or O'Connell, there should be no reason why they fail this season. There should be no reason why they fail this season at all. Some more notes to talk about. Wide receiver DJ Turner has impressed and is set up for over 20-plus receptions this season after the team was counting on Michael Gallup to give them 40-plus. He's worked extremely well downfield and over the middle and has soft, reliable hands and is phenomenal in yak situations. Trey Tucker is still a standout, but won't be a huge impact till the hands are consistent. That's something to note. Trey Tucker has been struggling, with the case of the dropsies. And the more that I'm hearing of him dealing with the dropsies, the more I'm hearing good things about DJ Turner. DJ Turner brings that speed, but if DJ Turner doesn't lack the hands that Trey Tucker's been lacking, hey, Tucker, you got to clean these hands up, man. You got to clean these hands up. Zamir White is going to have a massive season. He's constantly getting 4 to 6 yards a carry and broke off numerous big plays. The Raiders' second and third level run through, Robert Spillane and Marcus Epps, both are expected to have a big season and in line for extensions. Safety Isaiah Palomalu is going to see 300-plus snaps as well. Left tackle Colton Miller and guard Jackson Powers Johnson are close to a return and should be back within a week or so. His final note on Jack Jones, all he said was one word: elite. That's all he said about Jack Jones. All he said about Jack Jones was elite. Elite guy. Look what happened when they paid Burrow and Herbert. The minute they end up on the IR, got to play it safe. You're right, Lekai. We have too much talent to not make the playoffs. We have the weapons. Just need our quarterbacks to lead us in the right direction. You're Lekai. I've been saying that, bro. Like, I'm not going to come up here, you guys, and say, because we got Aiden O'Connell, because we got Gardner Minshew, we're not going to make the playoffs. Did I? I don't think I did. I'm sorry, bro. Hold on. I'll get to it, Vancity. I'll get to it. But what I'm saying, like, I'm not going to come up here, you guys. I'm not going to come up here and bash our quarterbacks. I haven't seen a single snap out of them in game time. But I will say it's going to come down to them. You got all the talent on this defense. You got all the talent on the offense. There should be no reason why you're getting held back, unless it's Luke Getsy. But I'm tired of using the coaches as an excuse. We used the coaches as an excuse for years. I'm tired of using the coach as an excuse for the reason why our quarterbacks can't elevate their own play. There should be no reason why they can't elevate their own play. There should be no reason. And Vancity, let me see. Oh, Vancity. I don't even know if Sean is in here. Oh, no, he is in here. Oh, Sean Johnson is in here. Sean Johnson says Cameron Ward's quarterback has 120 touchdowns to 30 interceptions in college. He was smart to bet on himself and go in the draft in 2025. You know, Sean, he could be a first-round pick too. I mean, depending on the season he adds, he could be a first-round pick. Will he be a first-round pick? Of course. The season has yet. But me and you both know, and even Vancity knows, we've had talks about the quarterback situations prior to even Aiden O'Connell being in the conversation. Cameron Ward was in the conversation. If there's a way we can land Cameron Ward next season, I will not be upset about it. But that's a conversation for another day, because will we need to look at Cameron Ward if Aiden O'Connell starts and has a really good season, or Gardner? Now, if Gardner Minshew starts and has a good season, I think Cameron Ward should be an option, because Gardner Minshew is going to be that bridge guy. Aiden O'Connell still could be that bridge guy, because Gardner's like, what, 28, 29? Aiden O'Connell's 26 or 27. The age gap isn't far off between the two. They could both be a bridge quarterback. You just got one bridge quarterback on a rookie deal. But anyways, you guys, I got some things that I got to take care of. It was going to be a quick live. Should we go live tomorrow night? Yeah, that's where I'm at, Sean. Exactly. Let's give AO12 a chance first before we have this quarterback talk. Exactly. You guys want to go live tomorrow night? Recap the game. I'll see if Nate can come on. Like I said, we haven't been live on Wednesday or Thursday, for 3 days straight. I think it's only fair we go live tomorrow night and we recap the Vikings and the Raiders game. And we just note what we've seen. Again, whether it's a win or a loss, I'm not really tripping about it. It's more what I've seen from individual players and also units. But yeah, that's all I got to really say. Also, yes, Roman Reigns tonight on SmackDown. If you love WWE, tune in tonight on SmackDown. Roman Reigns, our tribal chief, put your ones up. He is returning tonight. But anyways, you guys, thank you guys for pulling up and rocking with me on the first Primos preview. This is getting me excited for the season, y'all. This is our first Primos preview, and we're gonna have our first Primos recap tomorrow night. I don't know what time, so stay tuned for that. Hit that subscribe button on the way out, hit the like button, and also hit the bell. You hit that bell, you guys will be notified. I don't know how to say it. You guys will be alerted. Let's go with that. Y'all be alerted what time the live is likely going to be probably 5:30, 6 o'clock. Probably right after the game ends. But yeah, you guys, I'll see y'all tomorrow night for the recap show of Raiders versus the Vikings. And we're going to talk about just things we know. So I want to hear what you guys seen out there. You guys are going to hear what I seen out there. And we're going to talk some Raiders football. All right, it's going to be fun tomorrow. Hopefully Nate could join us and he doesn't have to work. If he works, I'm going to be very, very upset. But before we go, Mondo, my boy, let's go Celtics. Banner number 19 is on the way. Banner number 19 is on the way, Mondo. Stay tuned for that. But I love y'all. I'll see y'all tomorrow night. And on the way out, type it. Not type. Well, you guys got to type it in. But on the way out, can I get a Raider?